I'm great. I just saw Bobby D.
Oh shit, really?
Oh yeah.
How was he and why was the show okay? Why
There,
was
go.
the show a 3 out of 10, but a 10 out of 10 experience?
That is the perfect and most succinct way you could have summed it up. That's exactly how I felt.
1, 2, 3, 4. These boys only want the best stuff. They want the cream of the crop. They don't want none of that Michael Bay shit. They want the shit that pops. Oscar bait, black and white. Maybe something French. If it's got more than one explosion, honey, put that shit on the bench. Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners. These boys are the Oscar Wieners.
Yum, yum.
Oscar Wieners.
Welcome to Oscar Wieners,
Benvenuti.
the, the only show on the internet where Hollywood's biggest night has two dads.
God, and one of them's evil and one of them's a force for good. Would you believe it?
I am Foxhole.
Nice. And I'm Tiger's Blood.
Hell yeah, nice. No, I'm Michael. He's Ander, and this is a podcast where every week we pick a best picture wiener at random and try to figure out if it's best picture worthy. And this week we are talking about the 1987 best picture winner. I incorrectly said last episode that, in the Sound of Music episode, that this was Oliver Stone's first film. It is not. I think it's his fourth film.
So he's been cooking. He's been around.
Yeah, this just to me feels so much like a first movie. Like it feels like he's his whole life has been leading up to making this movie kind of thing. It is Platoon.
It does feel that way, though, especially since, he himself is a Vietnam War veteran. It strikes me as the kind of thing where it's like, I just have to get this piece of art out there. I got this idea floating around in my head, and I got to make it, even though I'm not a filmmaker per se. I guess that's flat wrong, huh?
Platoon is about Charlie Sheen, everybody's favorite guy. He plays Chris Taylor. He's like 20, 21. He's enlisted in the army.
Meaning he's signed up.
He signed up.
He's like, get me in there. This looks like a blast. Get me in here.
Which is similar to Oliver Stone's. That's Oliver Stone signed up to go to Vietnam.
Really?
He was going to Yale, and he signed, and he was like, he dropped out. And was like, I'm going to Vietnam.
Fuck Yale, dude. Get in there. Get in the jungle.
Yeah. So Chris Taylor, he drops out of college, enlists in the military, goes to Vietnam, and it's basically just about his experiences in this platoon. There's two factions that splits the platoon. It's sort of like Barnes's guys. Staff Sergeant Barnes, played by Tom Berenger, who's like a kind of a hard ass. He's incredibly tough. He hates wusses. He hates crying. He hates little babies. And then
he hates everything.
He hates everything. And then there's sort of Willem Dafoe's side, Sergeant Elias, who's like they're kind of the stoners. They listen to fucking Smokey Robinson. They have a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my mouth on the barrel of a gun and smoke it. How about
Which
that?
is vaguely homoerotic, but that's for another. That's for my dissertation.
It's probably for this episode, but we'll get to it.
You've never seen this movie?
Not in my life. Not in my tiny little insignificant life.
What did you think of this movie? What was your experience? Were you distressed at all, or were you just giggling the whole time?
I was not giggling the whole time. It is a bleak film, but it doesn't really feel impactfully bleak. Like, they show you a lot of scarring things over the course of the film. Oliver Stone doesn't shy away from, okay, we're going to take you to a Vietnam village, and the soldiers are pillaging, burning the town, abusing the villagers. They at one point there is a rape scene where they assault a woman. It is brutal. It's at times difficult to watch, but it didn't feel like there was a ton of spirit in it. Like there was not anything that really I thought would stick with me, or anything that says something like incredibly meaningful. And I think some of that has to do with I just I don't know if this is relevant, but I just like The Deer Hunter better than this movie, and it's a little similar in terms of themes. Um, it's a bit more of like the soldier at home point of view, but in my head, I thought it was a better breakdown of this conflict, and I feel like Platoon didn't really do the same justice. Like um, the Vietnamese felt very faceless, and some of it just didn't sit well with me.
I get that. I actually like this movie more than Deer Hunter.
Really?
Um, the thing with this movie, though, and I wonder, this is kind of my question to you. Do you feel like this movie didn't totally click for you because, like, watching this movie again? So I've seen this movie many times. Like, this is probably like I mean, it's not like I've seen it 100 times, but this is probably like my fifth or sixth viewing of this. But I also haven't seen
That is a lot.
It is kind of a lot. I haven't seen this movie in probably like 15 years though. Like it's been a long time.
Okay.
So watching it again,
Mhm.
I was sort of like, oh, this movie's like, it's kind of funny how influential this movie was to like the genre of war movie.
Uh-huh.
Even just like Charlie Sheen's like narration to his grandma, because he's like writing letters home to his grandma. He's not writing them to his parents. And he's like sort of like philosophizing on the nature of like American involvement in Vietnam and sort of good and evil and innocence and fucking and loss of innocence. Like it's very broad, but it also feels like Oliver Stone is maybe like one of the first guys to like have that kind of stuff in a war movie. And now like since then people have taken that and like it's basically a cliche. And I wonder if watching it you kind of felt that we're like, yeah, I've seen this before.
I do think that like this could very possibly be like a victim of circumstance where it's like the order in which I want. Like it felt very Dances with Wolves. It felt there were certain elements from different movies that we've seen, a lot of that we've covered on the show, that it almost felt like in my head I'm like, oh well, this is borrowing from this, but maybe it's the originator of a lot of these concepts, and that's just a bit lost on me. I do also think though that Chris Taylor, played by Charlie Sheen, who's really just a blank slate, a tabula rasa, so to speak.
Whoa.
I just pulled that from the recesses of my mind out of nowhere.
I don't even know what like I know what that is, but I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I'm just gonna think about
sick that you did
before I black out. I just think he's boring. Like maybe that's the purpose he's supposed to serve, is like he's kind of the canvas for Sergeant Barnes and Sergeant Elias, who are kind of like this dichotomy of good and evil. And it's like, which is it? Are we going to take mommy's side or daddy's side? That's kind of his character, but it doesn't make him that compelling inherently. You know what I mean?
I hear that. There's a line like really late in the movie where Kevin Dillon, Matt Dillon's brother,
shout out,
who plays one of the infantry guy or one of the the guys in the platoon. His name's Bunny. He's like a racist sicko.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
He says to Taylor, Charlie Sheen's character, I remember you, Taylor, telling me that you really, when you first got here, you really admired Barnes.
Yeah.
And I think we never really see that in the beginning of the movie. Like,
no, I was confused where that came from.
That's what I mean. Like, if this movie wants to be about like this guy struggling with these sort of twin poles, like good and evil, like which one is he going to veer towards? Like, it doesn't really, I think, properly like explore that or like narrativize it, where like the movie's like actually split, and like Chris Taylor is on Barnes's side, and then he's on Elias's side. Like it's
I think maybe the aspect of him being on Barnes' side comes towards the end where he just kind of lets loose and just goes full commando, just goes fully rogue. And maybe that's in part due to Elias's now absence.
yeah,
But it never felt, to your point, it never felt like he admired Barnes.
right, right.
He
Yeah.
definitely admired Elias.
Willem Dafoe is really good in this movie.
Willem Dafoe is I don't want to say saving grace. I don't think this movie is awful. I think it's fine, but I do think Willem Dafoe is definitely like keeping this thing afloat to a large degree. He's excellent in this.
It's funny too because Willem Dafoe often plays like the scariest guy you've ever seen. And in this he's like so warm. I mean, this is like early Dafoe, but like he's so warm and like I don't know. He's just like you're like, yeah, I would love for this guy to be my mommy in Vietnam.
My Vietnam mommy. He feels a bit like an extension of his character in The English Patient. Which again, I reiterate, it feels so
in that though.
It's honestly, maybe that movie was just a little forgettable.
English
Patient?
No.
Was he a sicko? I thought he was like a nice. Oh, he is a little bit of a sicko.
He's
yeah,
not like the most sicko he's ever been. Like he's not Green Goblin level sicko, but he is kind of a sicko.
It'd be fun if he was. If he did the Green Goblin character in Platoon, I think that would be next level. Y'all move, Vietnam.
I mean, the early parts of the movie, it's just them kind of fucking around. It's Chris Taylor sort of getting used to being in the platoon. He's isolated. Like the guys, they say like the new guys who come into the platoon, they don't really take seriously because they're like kind of cannon fodder. They'll probably end up like stepping on a fucking tripwire and dying suddenly. So they don't like invest too much emotion into them, but it's about then Chris Taylor, after like a tense firefight, he sort of gets like medical leave for a few days. Not like medical where he like actually leaves. He's just like on the base. He pals around with fucking Keith David as King.
Yeah, pretty sick. He's cool,
and that's sort of him. That's where like he gets like ingratiated into Elias's like side of the platoon.
Yeah, he finds his little spot.
Yeah, it's sort of like a summer camp movie.
It is a little bit in that sense. It's like a sick and twisted little summer camp, but it seems fun.
Yeah, it's like there's cliques, and then you find your clique. You find like the more like artsy theater clique, and you like hang out with them.
Yeah, it does feel, especially when they cut to, I forget who's having the conversation, but two other guys in a different bunker who are like, oh, they're hanging out, doing whatever. And I'm like, oh, these guys were left out. It does feel like summer camp or high school.
Yeah, and I think actually a thing this movie actually really successfully does that I don't know if I really see. Well, I would say really successfully. I think it's part of the movie that I don't see in a lot of war movies, which is in the same platoon, these black soldiers who are talking about like down with the white man, fighting alongside like a white soldier who has like a Confederate flag up in his bunk.
Yeah.
And like it's just like interesting to think of like the military. Like the military doesn't. It's not like they fucking vet and they're like, okay, who's gonna get along the best? They're like, you guys are a random number generator put you guys together, so now you have to protect each other. And I just think that's like interesting, and even like the way the sides are broken down. Like Elias's side is mostly like the black soldiers,
right? Like this is not Hogwarts. They're not sorting you into fucking Gryffindor or whatever based on characteristics,
right? And Barnes's side is like most, other than Junior, who's also like a fucking rapist war criminal. He's like the one black soldier that Barnes lets into his gang.
Slytherin, by the way.
I think it's just really it's interesting to have like to think of like the military in that way. I think like that comes from Oliver Stone's experience, I imagine, being like enlisted.
Yeah, I do think he was able to pull from that in certain respects. I think it does add some authenticity to it. The whole, we don't give recruits, we don't even bother to learn their names because we think they'll be dead soon anyway. We don't want to make friends with them. Like that felt very real. There are certain aspects that kind of come at you where you're just like, oh, this was um, things that ground it and make it feel like real because it was obviously this was real.
Right.
I do think that there are moments when I think Oliver Stone tries to have his cake and eat it too, where like he has. There's obviously the iconic scene where Willem Dafoe, spoiler alert, Sergeant Elias is gunned down as like the helicopter leaves without him.
Because Sergeant Barnes shoots him in the woods.
Right, like we have
Because-
two scenes of this. Like he wants to have this face off between Barnes and Elias, but also wants to have this dramatic shot of the helicopter leaving without him. Like it feels like he died twice. It's a little bit odd. As great as that one scene is, he's like, oh, but we also have to have these two have a head-to-head conflict. It's like I don't think he could really do both.
What do you mean that it doesn't work? Like having these that Oliver Stone wants Barnes and Elias to have this head to head, and then right after that is Elias's like true death scene.
He's trying to have these two different dramatic ascensions where it almost feels like one is just like from a different cut of the movie, but he's like, let's just put both of them in. It feels like they're almost doing double duty, having Elias die twice. Like I would have just picked one. Like, does Barnes kill him in the woods, or does he have this dramatic scene where he's shot as the helicopter is leaving? Like, which one is which is part of your message, which is more part of your story? I just feel like it felt a bit indecisive.
Right.
I think there's a way you could have done it different. Maybe instead of Barnes shooting Defoe in the woods, you have him making the call to leave him behind or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I just find it odd that Stone had to have Barnes physically shoot Elias. I do like the moment where because Elias just goes on this random solo mission where he's just like, I don't know what his objective was. He's just like, gotta be hero for a second. And then Barnes is like, I'll go get him. And then they see each other and Elias is like waving at him like, hi, it's me. And he's like, oh, you're gonna shoot me, aren't you?
It's so funny that he still trusts Barnes. He's like, oh,
yeah.
one of my fellow soldiers.
Oh, it's my pal. Yeah. Maybe that's just the acceptance in him.
He's like,
forgiving in him.
Surely Barnes isn't still pissed that I'm gonna bring him up on war crimes.
It's like, Barnes, you're not still pissed about that, are you? If I've never seen this before, why should I sit my ass down with some corn and view this?
I think you should sit your ass down with some corn on the cob and watch this because I do think it is a flawed movie. Like I talked about how I do think it's interesting the way the movie like represents these black and white soldiers with different beliefs, like having to like protect each other. That being said, I do think obviously Oliver Stone, if you can't tell by looking at a picture of him, is a white filmmaker. I think the way he represents the black soldiers, like I think their characters are very like are very stereotypical.
Yeah.
Even if I do like I like Keith David's character, I think, but it's just because that's more because I like Keith David like as an actor. Like he's like one of the best.
Yeah, for sure.
It sort of falls short there. But I do think the movie, it feels lived in, it feels personally experienced, it feels intimate in a way that not all war movies do. And therefore, I think, like if I made a list of like 10 war movies people should watch, Platoon would probably be like 9 or 10, but it would be in there, I think, because I think for those reasons it is a valuable piece of war filmmaking.
It is worth watching, but I don't really know why. Like, there are parts of it that feel I wasn't like bored. I don't really know what I learned or what I took away, and I think the ending is so aggravating that it just upsets me. Where Charlie Sheen is just gonna fucking be like, a true enemy was us all along. I'm like, oh, get me with a fucking spoon. This is so insane. Uh,
That ending feels. This is why I also like. I'm surprised this isn't Oliver Stone's first movie because that ending monologue by Charlie Sheen feels so much like how you sum up a high school English paper when you're
it's
15.
so high school English paper. Yeah.
It's a little, yeah, like he literally says the enemy was I think the enemy was ourselves. And he's literally like, you know, I kind of thinking back, I think Barnes and Elias were like my two fathers and they were battling for the fucking for my soul. And I'm like, what do you like? I know.
So annoying.
Shut
We
up.
saw the movie. We watched it. We were here with you, dude. Fucking Charlie Harper. Also, I feel like with a war movie, I think that kind of thing is assumed. No? Right? Like these are going to be
So
people who are.
true. It's so
Everything
true.
is war torn. Like there is no. It obviously doesn't make war glamorous. It does the opposite. But I
Yeah.
feel like I've seen that so often. It's like, yeah, war changes you. War brings out the worst in you.
Yeah.
But this is nothing new. I don't think has never been explored before. And I'm just not sure it was done in a completely unique way.
I was surprised how much I liked this movie. I didn't expect to like this movie. Like, obviously, I loved it when I watched it, whatever, when I was fucking 5 or 6. I don't know when I watched it the first time.
Good age, actually.
But I really didn't expect to like it as much. And I was like, damn, this is working on me. Like,
Really?
obviously, I don't think it's a perfect movie, but I do really like it.
Yeah. Say love you.
Say, Levy. Would you like to hear the other nominees for the year of 1987?
Yes, my favorite year.
So this is the year. This is a good year. I mean, you have. Well, first of all, you got Aliens, directed by James
Really?
Cameron. I think it was nominated for some tech awards. It obviously was not nominated for Best Picture.
Oh.
But one of my favorite movies, also kind of a movie about how the Vietnam War was a big boondoggle. And
What?
yeah, it actually is.
Really?
It's like
Oh.
these a hyper technical, expensive force goes into a place where none of that shit matters, and you're surrounded on all sides by an enemy that like you never see and will just like fucking kill you.
Interesting. Okay.
Then also there's Blue Velvet, the David Lynch movie. He was nominated for Best Director, was not nominated for Best Picture.
Interesting.
Probably should have won Best Picture. I love Blue Velvet.
Do you think all Best Director nominations, their movies should have been nominated for Best Picture?
Well, here's the thing. Before the fucking Academy opened up the Best Picture, I mean, obviously we've seen there are times like in the 40s or whatever where like there are 10 Best Picture nominees, maybe even like 12 Best Picture nominees. It's the Wild West in those days. But once they formally close it off to just 5, and before they open it up again to 10 in 2009, I think they try to, not always, but sometimes they'll put they'll put 1 or 2 extra movies in the Best Director category just to be like, look, we're recognizing this movie even if it wasn't Best Picture nominated.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay. But that would also mean that some movies that were nominated for Best Picture wouldn't get nominated for Best Director.
Yeah, well, it still happens today. Like you would think that all the best directing, like you would think the best directing category today is 10 nominees, but it isn't. It's still 5. So they just kind of have to like pick and choose in the best picture category, like who gets nominated, and it's very arbitrary and
Yeah.
random and kind of stupid. But
That's a lot of the Academy.
so first up, obviously, Platoon, your favorite film, I think, wins
Of all time.
Best Picture.
Nice.
Next up, we have a film I've heard of but have never seen. Will I ever see it? We'll find out.
Speak on it.
It is Children of a Lesser
Of the
God.
Corn. Oh. What's that?
What? Children of the Corn?
I got corn on my mind.
You
I'm
really
sorry.
do. Like, get out of the frickin' corn cob and
I'm in the
Pay
zone.
attention.
I'm in the corn zone. Sorry.
Children of a Lesser God, directed by Rhonda Haynes. Starting his new job as an instructor at a New England school for the deaf, James Leeds meets Sarah Norman, a young deaf woman who works at the school as a member of the custodial staff. Represent. In spite of Sarah's withdrawn emotional state, a romance slowly develops between the pair.
So what? Who?
Okay, so you weren't paying attention. Got it.
No, not even a little bit. You lost me. Yeah, entirely.
So it's about a guy who's a teacher at a school for, I think,
The deaf.
the deaf.
Okay. I'm
He
following.
falls in love with a young woman a young deaf woman who is a custodian at the school, a janitor.
Okay.
And I guess like sexy little hotness ensues or something. You got William Hurt, you got fucking
Really?
Marley Matlin as the titular.
Oh, okay. She's great. Maybe I'll give it a spin.
I don't know.
Sure.
Next up we have It Wouldn't Be an Oscars Year Without Our Favorite pal, Woody.
No way. Really?
Woody Allen, the most normal man in Hollywood.
I thought you were going to say Clint Eastwood.
Arguably my favorite Woody Allen movie that I've seen. I haven't seen all of them. He has a million of them. I haven't watched a new Woody Allen movie in years because I just don't. Just sort of call me crazy, but I've been put off the man.
Okay.
But it is Hannah and Her Sisters.
Oh.
Starring Mia Farrow, Barbara Hershey, Diane Wiest.
Ouch.
Obviously Woody Allen. Michael Caine is here.
Michael Caine?
Michael Caine. Carrie Fisher's here.
Really?
Max von Sydow. Between two Thanksgivings, Hannah's husband falls in love with her sister Lee. Hannah's husband is Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
So Hannah's husband falls in love with her sister Lee, while her hypochondriac ex-husband, which is Woody Allen, rekindles his relationship with her sister Holly. So it's sort of about romances blooming between these three sisters and cheating and deception.
Okay. So Michael Caine's a little bit of a sneaky little devil. He's trying to switch sisters, so to speak.
Yes, I believe he even won Best Actor. No,
Really?
No, I'm wrong. Well, actually, no. Did he win?
Is he the lead?
No, he won Best Supporting Actor.
Okay.
Paul Newman actually won Best Actor this year for The Color of Money, a Martin Scorsese movie that I love and I think is underrated and everybody should see.
Not nominated?
No, it is not.
Bananas.
This is what I mean. You don't nominate Scorsese? Whatever.
I used to want it.
And next up, they give it to a movie that my dad had in the slipcase format where you open. It's a little kind of clamshell DVD case where you unlatch it and then you open it up, and it's like, it's not a true DVD case. It's sort of like a paper case, and on the inside flap is a picture of like from the movie, and then like a list of the scene numbers that you can skip through.
This is a DVD?
Well, the DVD isn't nominated, but my dad had the DVD.
Obviously not. I mean,
My dad had the DVD for this movie that I've never seen. It is Roland Joffe's The Mission, starring Robert De Niro.
I want to double back to the case that contained this DVD. It's a sheet of paper, but it folds and has
It's
tabs.
like a paper case. It's a different type of. All my DVD heads, which probably we have so
many.
listeners. There's nobody who is a DVD head who's listening, but it's a certain type of case that it was like paper more than it was like a plastic case.
Okay.
And there was like a black latch that would close around the paper and lock, and then you just like, you click it and it unlocks, and then it's sort of like you open it, and then. So say this is the DVD, you open the case. Say this is the DVD on this side. On this side is like, it's Robert De Niro. I remember it distinctly, like with a sword holding it, because he like has a sword. He has a sword in this movie.
I can't imagine Robert De Niro holding a sword. It just doesn't fit.
Well, let me tell you what the mission is about.
Okay. By the way, the DVD heads there was somebody out there who went wild with recognition.
And obviously that would make me feel really good if they got in touch with us. OscarWienersPod@gmail.com.
Sure.
When a Spanish Jesuit goes into the South American wilderness to build a mission in the hope of converting the Indians of the region, a slave hunter is converted and joins his mission. When Spain, are you keeping track? When
Yeah, I got it.
Spain sells the colony to Portugal, if you could believe it,
Yeah, I believe
they are forced to defend all they have built against the Portuguese aggressors.
it. Okay,
Lost?
so no, I mean, I'm just surprised to see De Niro in a movie like this that takes place before 1960 or whatever.
I assume he plays the Spanish Jesuit. Maybe
He's
he
probably
plays.
the converted slave hunter.
You think? I think you are right because Jeremy Irons plays Father Gabriel, who has to be the Jesuit guy.
Got it. Yeah.
Robert De Niro's character is named Rodrigo Mendoza. Kind of a cool name.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right, fuck you.
Can De Niro play a Rodrigo Mendoza? I don't know if he has that in him.
He could play Jimmy Conway. What do you want me to say?
That's more like it, I think.
And finally, we have a Merchant Ivory picture. I didn't know what Merchant Ivory meant. Let me tell the people in case they don't know.
I also didn't know.
If you ever hear people say Merchant Ivory movie, I just figured this. I just learned this recently. I hear people say it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pretend like I know what that is. It is a movie produced by Ishmael. I assume that's how you say his first name. Merchant. Ishmael Merchant produces, and James Ivory directs.
Okay.
So they have
I don't know either of these people.
They have a series of movies Merchant Ivory movies where he produced and
they're just directed. Such a good power duo that they just have a slew of films that they made together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even like James Ivory, I think, adapted a few of E.M. Forster's books. He also did Maurice. This is a E.M. Forster based on an E.M. Forster book. It is A Room with a View.
Oh, okay. Sounds nice.
When Lucy Honeychurch,
crazy name,
and chaperone Charlotte Bartlett,
even crazier,
find themselves in Florence with rooms without views. That's throwing me for a loop. Fellow guests Mr. Emerson and son George step in to remedy the situation. Meeting the Emersons could change, Lucy's life forever. But once back in England, how will her experiences in Tuscany affect her marriage plans, actually?
I don't fucking care. How about that? I thought they were trying to just do some home renovation. What happened to that thread? Why did they come in the first place, the Emersons? I thought they're just I thought they're going to knock a hole in the wall. That's where it seemed like it was going. End of movie.
I haven't read the book. I haven't seen the movie. I actually might see this movie eventually, but
I might just see this movie just because it feels like insanity. It feels like it would drive me to insanity. I think I want that for me.
Call me Honeychurch.
I absolutely will not.
Those are the nominees. I haven't seen any of them. Well, I've seen Murder Sisters, actually.
Oh, that's right. Have you seen Platoon?
Of course. Well, I didn't watch that, but you did.
Right, neither did I.
Oh, okay, great.
It's great.
Do you think Platoon is Best Picture worthy?
Yeah, all right. Sure.
Nice.
I guess. I think Willem Dafoe is he's excellent. I mean, I feel like he carries every role that he's in, but he's really good in this.
He's never bad, I don't think.
He's never been bad.
Yeah.
No. He just puts his whole heart and soul into anything he's given. Yeah, I have some qualms about having a movie like this with just a completely faceless enemy. The Vietnamese were like real people. It's hard to get their perspective. It's not that.
No, I don't
do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard. I do agree with you. It's like also the only time Oliver Stone knows how to humanize the Vietnamese is when they're like victims of brutal assault and violence.
Yeah, which there's more than that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Honestly, this is one that I think I'll just leave to the test of time. Because now it's interesting looking back at some of the ones that we've done already and seeing how they've held up in my mind. Do I remember them? Did anything resonate with me? I think this is one that I kind of have to let sit on the shelf for a little bit and come back to and see like what really stuck with me. I'm not sure there's going to be much there, but I could be wrong. There are movies that I look back on that we've watched where I'm like, you know what? I've there's a lot that I've taken from this that maybe surprised me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I'll have to do that with this movie because I really like this movie.
Mm.
I think it's best picture worthy for like kind of the reasons that I said earlier of just like I'm making this up. I could be right, could be wrong, but being the first movie about Vietnam directed by a Vietnam veteran, could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
I think we got it. Yeah.
I think also it's so weird to have nostalgia for a movie as horrific as this from when I was like 11 and watching it, but I think
It's totally odd.
I do think
But you
there
do.
probably I think there is just like nostalgia of like, oh, I remember this movie like blowing my mind when I was like really young, and so I will always kind of have affection for it. I didn't expect to, but I do. Watching it again, I was like, oh, there's like still a lot of affection I have for this movie, for how sick and disgusting it is.
Sick and twisted. And speaking of sick and twisted, I found some sick and twisted individuals who've also reviewed this film.
On the internet,
So,
no way.
yeah, on the internet, believe it or not. So if you don't care for what we have to say, maybe you'll care for what some of these fine folks had to say. To preserve this person's anonymity, give me the name of somebody who's just thirsting it up right now.
It's got to be Harris Dickinson,
Harris, sure, real
Baby
person.
Girl himself.
Okay.
I guess
Harris
that's
Dickinson.
his name, right? It's not Dickinson.
I don't
I think
know.
it's Dickinson.
Harris says 4 stars. Willem Dafoe, young, hot, shirtless man. Good hero, sexy, cool, high stoner. Mr. Sexy, nice, fun, admirable, veiny arm, schlong, hot, Willem Dafoe.
That's
4
beautiful.
stars. Yeah, it's poetry, honestly.
There's something subtextual. I definitely know Oliver Stone. We mentioned it very briefly in the beginning. Oliver Stone definitely didn't intend it, but I do think there's something interesting to be dissected by somebody smarter than me about the way that Charlie Sheen feels more at home in the group of the one half of the group, you know, Elias's side that is like kind of homoerotic.
Yeah.
They dance with each other, they're holding each other. Not to say that men can't do that. I'm just saying
No, go
the
for
way
it.
it's represented feels like there's something bubbling below the surface that like
I
I don't think Oliver Stone is aware is there, maybe.
I see that's the thing. I don't think Oliver Stone is aware of it. Like I think he just decided to take certain reference points from his real life and his experience in the war and just put them into the movie. And I think maybe those were some of those reference points.
Right.
I don't think he's intentionally trying to say anything about it, but a lot of the commentary is about how homoerotic parts of this movie are.
Yeah.
Um,
And maybe like military service, especially when it was just men who were like together, yeah, is inherently homoerotic.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, on that track, give me the name of somebody who's maybe interpreting this as a little bit homoerotic.
I guess it's gotta be me.
You said 1 star, really?
Really, I really like this movie.
Willem Dafoe staring into the camera, head ever so slightly cocked to his left, lightly bloodied and bruised from the battle, unblinking. Exposure cranked all the way up. His skin is blinding compared to the previous shot of a dark room. Hold for about 30 seconds, just staring into Willem and him back at you. He takes Charlie Sheen back to his hammock where Willem lays shirtless. He says, "Put your mouth on this." He blows weed into a gun, and Charlie inhales it from the end of the barrel. The rest of the movie was boring as hell. 1 star.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally a scene where Willem Dafoe says, "Put your mouth on this."
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
a
mean?
crazy line for him to. I feel like it almost has to have been improvised.
Pretty sick, actually.
It was pretty sick, yeah.
I definitely had to fan my face during that scene.
Relax, pal. Give me the name of somebody who's. Let's just, you know what? Let's pour on some admiration for Willem. Somebody who's in Willem's fan club.
Tobey Maguire.
So I'm sure he is. Tobey Maguire says, it's solid. I just feel like I've seen it 1,000 times before, and it's not exploring anything I haven't seen in literally every other war movie. Willem Dafoe, the undisputed MVP of this, was kind of carrying, and they knew that shit too. Bro ain't even the protagonist, but they put his ass on the poster, front and center. 3.5 stars. They did put his ass on the poster.
They did. I mean, it's such a good image. They call Elias. They refer to him as like, they call him like Water Walker, like he's like Jesus, because like he can't do any wrong, and then like he's literally like almost like crucified by bullets, kind of thing.
Oh, look at you! Little religious observation. That's good. That's good.
I got a master's degree in English. What do you want from me?
Let's go. Show it off.
I can't use it to get a job, but I could use it to analyze Platoon.
Damn right, dude. Crushing it too. But yeah, that's what folks have to say and think about this film. Beautiful. Think you're ever gonna watch this again?
You know what's funny? I was gonna say earlier, I could actually see myself putting this on, like not even just one more time. Like I did it a few like 2 episodes ago with Gravity. I said I'll watch Gravity probably one more time in my life. I'm gonna put on the board. I'm gonna watch Platoon 3 to 4 more times in my life.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I also maybe would see this again and give it another chance. Like I think, like I don't know if I liked it, but I do think there's enough there to maybe give this another shot. It's undeniable. There are undeniably iconic moments, which almost makes me mad because of like I didn't really like the rest of the movie, but there are some things in this movie that are resonating.
If nothing else, would you say this? Like, I don't know if I don't think you were trying to get Oliver Stone to prove to you that he was a good director, but if nothing else, would you say that you're like, oh yeah, Oliver Stone is like a good filmmaker, like at least like visually, and like he can like come up with some iconic shit.
Yeah, for sure. Like if I were a studio, I'd say, all right, here's X amount of money, go make another one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give it another shot.
Yeah.
Go bring us, what was the other one that he did?
JFK. JFK is a movie that's really good. I think you should see.
I like Born on the 4th of July. I think that's
good to see that one.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but regardless, I digress.
Thank you for those reviews. Next week, let's just fucking get it out of the way. I should have done this one first, but whatever. We're going to talk about Chicago.
What do you mean you should have done this one first? Like first.
Like, I blew our load, pardon my French, on Sound of Music.
Okay.
And now we're going to revert back to Chicago, a movie I basically am 100% sure neither of us are going to like.
Is it a musical? What is it?
It's a musical.
All right. It
came out in like 2002 or some shit. I don't
listen. Somebody's got to listen. We got to listen. This is our job. We got to do it.
I guess. Until next time. If you ever find yourself in a room with Charlie Sheen, don't get out of that room.
Scram.
If he's coming at you with a hot dog, not euphemistically, just with an actual hot dog.
Thank God.
Also run. It doesn't matter if he's just trying to give you. He's like, oh, you look famished. Like, have a hot dog. Get away from me, Charlie Sheen.
You look famished. You look famished and handed me a hot dog. I don't know what the fuck I would do. I urge you to reconsider, honestly. I'd maybe accept.
Oh man. Get out of the room. Don't be anywhere near him.
Don't risk it.
See you next week, Wieners.
1, 2, 3, 4. These boys only want the best stuff. They want the cream of the crop. They don't want none of that Michael Bay shit. They want the shit that bops. Oscar bait, black and white. Maybe something French. If it's got more than one explosion, honey, put that shit on the bench. Oscar Wieners. Oscar Wieners. Oscar Wieners. These boys are the Oscar Wieners. Oscar Wieners.
I'm going to go to Chicago. I'm going to live stream from Chicago.
Drove to Chicago in a van. with my friend. We slept in
Slept
parking,
in parking
lots.
lots. I don't mind. I don't mind. You get to take us. All things go.
All
All
things
things
go.
go.
Sufi.
Come on the pod.